microphone on. I do not like you wherever he's gone, honestly. Right, hi everyone. So, I had a workshop last week for demonstrating, in case anybody cares, and the guy who was running it said the most important thing you can do whenever you're doing like a presentation or a seminar is straight away introduce yourself and tell everybody what you're going to be doing. So, my name's Harriet, I'm a first year PhD student, absolutely terrified of public speaking, so front row there's a 90% possibility that I am going to throw up on you in the next 8 minutes. Might want to move your drinks. As well as being a PhD student, I am also a mother, as you may be able to tell from the Paw Patrol sticker on my ID card. Can you just verify that's there? Don't look at the photo though, that's awful. Yeah? yeah. So, I had my daughter during my undergraduate degree, which was obviously very planned. And most people, when they go to tell their parents about their pregnancy, they're met with congratulations and excitement, and if they're lucky they get presents. When I went home to tell my mum and dad that I was pregnant, to start with I took them the presents in the misguided hope that it might take the heat off the situation. Worked for my dad, I got him a massive crate of beer and he was buzzing. Not so much my mum. So once she'd regained the ability to speak, she simply said, "You're not." And I was like, "Well, I am." And she was like, "You're not." And I said, "Well, I am." And she goes, "You're not," as though she could magically make the molecules disappear out of me simply by repeating that phrase. Surprisingly didn't work. So it's fine though, finished my undergraduate degree, came up here and did my master's and started my PhD this year, which coincidentally was also the same year that Percy, who's my daughter, started school. One of us was substantially more excited than the other one. Now, I've been told that doing a PhD was hard, so I anticipated that. What I didn't realise was actually the hardest part of my PhD was going to be just getting there in the morning, because mornings at my house are a bit chaotic. Can anybody, with children appreciate that? Yeah. So, for an example, on my first day, overly prepared, everything's all ready, all I've got to do is get Percy up out of bed. Shouldn't take long, right? Tried everything. And then, "Good morning, sunshine!" Tickle the feet, give her a shook, didn't do anything, nothing. So, do you want no baby shark? Yes! I'm not going to sing it. Oh no, honestly, it would be awful, I can't sing. I was singing Baby Shark though, so I'm over here, I'm singing Baby Shark. Percy's in the bed, this is where Percy is. Pretend I'm lying down. I can't lie down because I've been told if I lie down then you won't be able to see me. And whilst I think that's a positive, apparently it's not. I'm over there, I've got to Grandpa Shark, and the covers stir. And she goes, "Not now, Mummy. I'm really tired." That's the respect I have from my child. It's supposed to be a bit of a link at this point, but my brain's gone a bit blank. So, what was I talking about? Oh yeah, right, okay, so next bit, there's other problems that I have to encounter that are slightly more extraordinary than that one. I'm going to have to give you a bit of background for this. So, children have dummies, obviously, and children have to give up their dummies as they grow up. And I'm a bribing parent, so I'll be like, "Please go to sleep and I'll give you a tenner." So, in an attempt to get Percy to give up her dummies, I said, you give your dummies to the dummy fairy and I'll buy you a special present. And she decided she wanted a hamster. And I was like, "Okay, cool, we'll get you a hamster." "No, don't get there yet. Let me tell some of the story." Right? She decided she wanted a hamster. So we went to the pet shop to buy a hamster. Oh, do you know what I've forgotten? I was supposed to introduce my boyfriend earlier on because I mentioned him later. Right, I've got a lovely boyfriend, his name's Tom. Remember his name, right? So we all go to the pet shop, we pick this hamster, right? And I'm desperately trying to get her to pick a big fat Syrian because they're slow and they're easy to see. But she doesn't want a big fat Syrian, she wants one of these tiny little Roborovsky buggers that moves faster than the speed of light. But whatever. So we get her this tiny hamster, take the hamster home, Did I mention we have 2 cats? Yeah, you got it. Yeah. Right, so some ground rules. Hamster lives in Percy's room. Cats do not live in Percy's room. There's a big boundary there. Door is always closed. Hamster and cat should never meet. There was one night where Percy... Stop making me laugh, guys. Percy refused to go to bed and kept coming through to our room, and it was about 3 o'clock in the morning when she came through the final time, and I heard the door open, and in my half-asleep state, I'm like, close the door! So then I hear her close the door. She comes into bed. It's all fine. Until I wake up a couple of hours later with this terrible feeling of dread. Like, do you know when you wake up like that feeling in the pit of your stomach where you're like, something is wrong? So I went and looked at the door and the door was closed, so I'm like, oh, do you know what? It's nothing, it's fine, right? So I go to the kitchen. Where's my kitchen? No, over here. My kitchen's over here, right? I'm in the kitchen. I'm making a coffee, but I've still got this terrible feeling of dread. So I go back to Percy's room, so I'm back over here. I'm not pacing, this is deliberate movement. And I open the door. This is the door. In case we weren't clear, this is the door. I open the door and I see the lid of the hamster cage on the floor. Bear in mind I have not had my coffee at this point, so I don't really know what's going on. So I'm like, okay, so the hamster cage has fallen over, right? It's a bit weird. I push it a bit further, and there's the base of the hamster cage on the floor. And I'm like, well, do you know what? He's probably still in there, because he's so bloody small, he can't even climb up the sides, so it's probably all fine, right? I open the door fully, and I see the cat with the hamster in its mouth. And my first thought was, maybe I should just close the door. And then the slightly more rational part of my brain kicked in and was like, you can't do that. Maybe he's still alive. So I was like, right, I'm going to wrestle him out of the jaws. It's all going to be fine. Until I heard his spine break. Right, I lived this. This was my morning. So, picked the cat up. Threw her outside, not literally, well quite literally, I was very angry. Threw the cat outside, and I called my mum, because that's what you do when terrible things happen. You call your mum. So I called my mum, said, Mum, the cat's eaten the hamster. And she said, it hasn't. And I said, it has. And she went, it hasn't. And I said, it has. And she goes, it hasn't. And I was like, Mum, we know this doesn't do anything, just stop it. And she said, right, you've got to go into full mum mode. You can never know what's happened, you've got to tidy it all up. Just make sure that Percy never finds out. So I'm like, right, okay, I'm going to sort it all out. So I'm like, military operation, clean up the hamster, sort out the death room, make sure nothing like is ever discovered. So I'm in there. I'm like picking up shards of plastic from the floor, I'm sweeping up sawdust. I'm on my hands and knees right now, but like again, I can't like duck down because you won't be able to see me. Making sure everything's tidy. The cat's at the bloody window there with the hamster still in her mouth, and I'm like, piss off. So I sort it, and all through this time, I'm fully like focused, can't be deterred, it's all fine, and at the end of it, I'm a wreck again. I'm a wreck, because I remember the cat has eaten the hamster. So I go through to Tom, who I introduced, right? We all remember Tom. I go through to Tom and I wake him up, and I'm in floods of tears. I'm not going to impersonate him now, because I don't know you that well. But floods of tears, and he goes, oh my God, what's up? And I said, the cat's eaten the hamster. And he goes, oh, thank God. And I went, what do you mean? And he was like, well, I thought someone had died. And I was like, Tom, little Alan has died. He is an integral member of our family. Now, like, also, just remember that this is a morning. So I've still got to get through the rest of the day, because apparently I can't just email into uni saying, sorry, I'm not going to be in because the cat ate my hamster. Even though technically, like, I witnessed death, that's traumatising. So I go to uni and I try and make it as normal as I possibly can. So I'll go in, set up an experiment, have a cry, go read some journals, have a cry, get some results for something that hasn't worked, have another cry. So it is a pretty typical day. And then we have to go and find a replacement hamster for little Alan. Do you know how many pet shops there are in Newcastle? There's a lot more than one. I lost count after the 10th. It was integral that this hamster was like absolutely perfect. So around like the second or third shop, there was one that could definitely have passed for little Alan, but it was a girl. And I was adamant that little Alan had to be a boy, because she would know. The 4-year-old child would know if the hamster was a girl. I think I'm supposed to be wrapping this up, right? Anyway, that's the story, basically. It's all fine anyway. She still thinks little Alan 2 is little Alan 1. Got away with it. Also, to be honest with you, little Alan 2, he's pretty decent. He's probably a bit better than me. Regent, sorry, little Alan. And that is the story of why I do chemistry and not biology, because I have no understanding of food chains. So, thank you very much, everybody. I'm going to go and call my mum now to tell her I've just done stand-up. I was going to say, I'm sure you can guess what she's going to say, right? Thank you.